everyone, hello! Welcome on into episode 3 of the TranScribeCast, the voice acting, voice training, voice whatever podcast, where we talk about languages, training your voice, and the different twists and turns and tips and topsies and turvies and other T words that can't come to mind right now because I'm drawing a blank. Welcome on in! If you're new to the channel, please let us know. If you're lurking, enjoy your stay. And please give a warm welcome for our 2 amazing guests tonight. Eris von Jabberwock, would you like to introduce yourself first?
Oh, ho, 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 ho.
I love it.
It is I, Eris von Jabberwock, noble heir to the Jabberwock name. Thank you for having me.
She's an awesome horse girl. And I also have Kori Hikari, who has yet to debut. Tell us, oh mysterious one, about yourself.
You know what? I still don't have lore. I've intended to make lore, but I keep forgetting. All I know is that I'm going to be a vampire. Most people just call me Kori.
Give me your lore.
I don't have it.
Give me your lore. I demand it. Anyways, we have a lovely Wonderland vagabond, princess, and an awesome vampire to be. Kori Hikari's volume is a touch low. I even have her turned up to 10 or up to 200 on Discord.
Oh, do you try like?
I don't know. Try tweaking your sound a bit.
Is that better?
I think it's a little better.
Okay. If I need to adjust it later, I will.
So tonight's episode is episode 3. And tonight we are talking about up to 10, not 11. No. Tonight's episode is talking about gendered language. And what I mean by that is some languages have words that denote male and female or non-binary possession of things, such as English's, oh, that's his, oh, that's hers, oh, that's theirs. But other languages, such as French, conjugates entire sentences and words around the gender you are using. Like, et les enfants is, those are the male babies. Whereas, et les enfants is, those are the female babies. And tonight we're talking more about how languages can help you talk about the gender of things as opposed to using your own voice. Does that make sense, girls?
It does, yeah.
Yeah, I've heard of this a little bit because I tried to learn Spanish and at a later time tried to learn Japanese. And I know that's the thing in both those languages.
Oh, yeah, lots of languages do have this. It's typically in Asian languages and Spanish languages, and also French.
I do remember the French ones because I was attempting to learn French at a time.
I'm currently Googling some information we can talk about as we go. So, I would like for you to talk a little bit about Are you voice actors yourselves? Have you done any voice training? If anyone in the chat wants to talk to you directly, how should they address you? And no, you can't say it. You may only address me as Lord Eris, the Crown Lady Eris von Jabberwock.
Well,
I talked about she, her, they, them stuff. I know you! I know you!
For me, it's either she or they. I'm kind of gender fluid. On rare occasions, I'll accept he, but usually from only people I know. So generally, it's she or they.
and for me, she, her, if you would.
Of course. Grim, you gotta stop. You need to take a break from that game. So, yeah, those of you that know, there's Japanese, Spanish, French. They're like the three most well-known ones, but there are so many other ones that, like, I'm just looking at this list, and there's over 20 languages that have masculine and feminine grammatical genders.
I'm trying to find a list so I can look at them.
While some even have masculine, feminine, and neutral. And there are even some that have more than 3 grammatical genders.
Wait, really?
Yes. For example...
Oh, you go ahead.
Sorry. For example, Polish. You have masculine personal, masculine animate, masculine inanimate, feminine, neutral. Traditionally only masculine, feminine, and neuter genders are recognized.
Oh, I never knew that.
There's this one language that I'm looking up right now. Currently only spoken by about 1,000 people. Called Tuyuka. And it has anywhere between 50 and 140 different gender uses for nouns. Whether that's personal, animate, inanimate, informal, formal, etc. All sorts of different uses and whatnot. So, languages can be very off the wall when it comes to their gendered words.
I'm always baffled just how languages start in the first place.
Yeah, we are gonna have an episode about that down the line. About the history of languages and speech. Which to me is very interesting because it all started with somewhere. It all started somewhere. And it could even be the Yunga Bunga. But look at it now. How many languages are in the world? Let me...
Isn't it like a couple thousand? I don't remember that episode.
There are currently more than 7,100 languages are spoken in the world today.
Wow.
Like official recognized languages, not made up languages, but Klingon is on that list. Yes, Klingon is on the list of officially recognized languages.
What determines it? Like a population has to speak it?
It has to have a active speaking population of 50 or more.
Oh my gosh.
That's surprisingly lenient.
Because there are some like archaic languages like High or Old Latin that fewer and fewer people are speaking, so that it may become a extinct language one day. And yeah, Bridgewater makes a very good point about this. Some languages, as time goes by, do go extinct, just like species.
I mean, yeah, Yeah, we live in an era of widespread communication, so it only makes sense that as that communication grows,
Oh, hi, Mark.
Oh, thank you for the follow, Riptide.
Oh,
And first time chat with. Oh well.
anyway, as the communication becomes widespread, languages that are less popular worldwide slowly die out in favor of more commonly spoken ones.
Yeah, that's. It's interesting to see how languages adapt, evolve, and change over time. And, that is another episode I want to have where we talk about English today, English back then, and, like, how other languages in the world adapt and evolve the same way. Like, especially as gender identity and pronouns evolve, and people's understanding of this evolves, so too will languages with it. To the point that English has developed so many. There are so many pronouns that even I'm learning to this day. Like, up until about 2 weeks ago, I never knew Faye was a recognized gender or pronoun. And that's like one of the things where we're talking about gendered language. It's not just using the proper pronouns, but in some languages you have to use the proper verbs. Like in French, you could use the proper female pronoun, but if you use the wrong pronunciation, you could be talking about a more masculine form of a female-owned object.
I wonder what that, like, does for the sentence in that language, then.
It's... Oh, boy. Let me tell you, I took French for 4 years. Let that be the end of it. Let that be the end of that sentence. I took French for 4 years and... Yep.
Spanish for one, and I still don't understand anything.
Same.
I took French for 4 years, and dear fucking lord, I feel like I'd have a more coherent conversation with Doug Dimmadome. I wonder the Denzel Dimmadome.
Ah, yes. Doug Dimmadome, the notorious French speaker.
That's right.
He probably does have to know French.
Not right.
So, have you had any experiences talking in other languages, whether it's simply classes or just interacting with other languages?
Most of my family is Hispanic, myself included, so I do understand, like, some common language for, like, Spanish. Like, if someone asks me what's for dinner, I can sometimes understand it.
Okay, but
I can't form a sentence in Spanish to save my life, but
you you have a better understanding of this topic than most would.
yeah. Spanish usually is very, like, I'm trying to think of a good word for this. It's very about what you're speaking about. Like, what the gender you use in a sentence is dependent on the topic of the sentence.
Yeah. Like, naturally speaking, when it comes to French, for that example, it applies to French as well, but most of the times, unless an object is explicitly stated to be feminine naturally, you use a masculine sentence because it is a masculine-dominated language, because of history.
Right.
And Shadox is contributing to the cult's totem, even though we have stopped playing Cult of the Lamb and that witch is gone.
How?
How the... Oh. I'm not sure if you're hearing that in the background, but I hope not.
Yeah, tad.
I'm so sorry about that. We shouldn't be overhearing that.
You're fine.
Back to the topic at hand. But it comes down to the object you're talking about, the people around the object, if they are involved with the object. Like, in French, talking about, for example, we're talking about the Statue of Liberty. Okay, Statue of Liberty is recognized as feminine. Oh, we're talking about the boats that are going around the Statue of Liberty. You would have a special conjugated Statue of Liberty for that sentence because the boats in the sentence are recognized as masculine.
Really, I didn't know that was the case in French, because I know in English, both are typically seen as feminine.
Wait, hold on.
I think.
Yeah, that checks out. I've heard that at least for, like, English speaking.
Oh, yeah.
Boats are normally feminine. As are cars, aren't they?
Yes.
Like, vehicles are feminine, it seems.
Yeah, but, well, French has... It uses le bateau rather than la bateau. Which, again, comes down to... When you're talking about the boats, or the fleet of boats, it's, la bateau, la bateaux. It's always le first, because, again, masculine language. And if you're talking about the Statue of Liberty with the boats around her, it's la, as opposed to la.
Oh.
And yeah, Bridge makes a good point about that. Apparently boat gender depends on the language and culture of the owners.
Okay, so that makes it more, I guess, individual then?
Yes.
Yeah. It varies in language. I can't think of any examples in Spanish, but I know there are some.
I've always wondered what determined an object's gender in various languages.
It's usually just culture and history, like how things view other things.
I think a good example, like a good, readily understandable example that anyone could understand would be, Dios mío, Dios mía. That's me saying my God, but my God in a masculine form because...
Let's say I'm a guy and I'm saying, oh my God, Dios mío.
But let's say I'm a lady, Dios mía. And it comes down to, again, the gender of the gender conjugation of language, of, like, the topic of who is using it, or what the topic is about. It's the same sentence, used just very slightly different because of the gender of the sentence. And that's a very interesting thing that that happens. A 2-word sentence, and this happens to longer sentences, paragraphs. I cannot imagine trying to learn all sorts of grammar lessons for all the languages, but here I am, doing just that. Sorry, I kind of monologued for a bit.
It's okay.
Why don't you
Yeah,
two
it's
take the
fine.
wheel?
Monologue away.
Eris, take the wheel while my model goes all over the place.
Where am I taking
No,
this? I have the wheel now?
Yeah, take the wheel wherever you want. Lead the topic, lead the conversation. What would you like to talk about?
Okay,
About
well,
language and gender.
I think it was brought up about, like, the different languages, like, we may have had the chance to, like, speak in our lifetime, and I've taken, like, many different language courses throughout my existence. Be it Spanish, French, German, different things. None of them exactly stuck after I left the course, but it's in each one there existed the masculine and feminine. I'm pretty sure German has those.
Oh.
Or no, maybe German has the. I think I'm thinking of like the possessive form. Like it has different forms. Maybe it's not gender in German.
Yeah, German does.
Okay, I did remember correctly.
German has masculine, feminine, and neutral grammatical genders.
Ah. I like what Shadow commented. So if I was a woman, but the culture I'm from usually focuses on men, would it make the boat gender fluid?
No.
I
don't think that's how that works.
Huh. You know, I can't answer that. I think that's something only you can answer yourself.
Hello there.
General Kenobi!
Hello, Bundle. Come on in.
It was also kind of mentioned like it was mentioned how like languages would have to like maybe like evolve as more like gender identities and other things start to form and become more
Yeah.
prevalent.
It also matters like how much the culture is ready to adapt and evolve with it.
That is true.
Because the
Yeah.
world can evolve much quicker than a culture can itself. Case in point, look at Japan in that big documentary that was directed by a trans mask person. Ooh, pardon me. That was directed by a trans mask person, and it's about the transgender culture of Japan. Japan is making Japan's working on it.
They're working on it.
I've heard some conflicting things, and yeah, I'm sure they're working on it, but
Yeah, but then you have other cultures that won't even accept any diversion from the binary, such as China or Pakistan, Iran, or India.
That's true.
Wait,
They're
is it
doing more than
India?
other.
No, India's.
Not sure.
India's. I think it depends on the area of India.
yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I know some people from India that are like super open.
And that could also just apply. It all like really does apply to like the individual. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm sure there's everyone or there's people in probably like in every culture. Where
Yeah, disclaimer.
Their views are different than.
I know each and every person is different, and each and every person has their own, like, personal, like, moral compass and all that, but I'm talking about, like, the general cultural standpoint on these types of things.
Right.
Yeah.
And there are actually some cases where the opposite is true, where a culture started out more diverse, and as it came into contact with more strict cultures, it sort of lost that.
Oh,
And
yeah.
There's a perfect example of this, where I believe they had 5 accepted genders at one before colonization.
I
Wait,
heard that.
Wait, what? Which one?
A majority of like Native American cultures had 5 accepted genders
Oh.
prior to colonization. I
Oh.
don't remember what they are, but
That's actually, I never knew that. Also, shucks, I cannot answer that question because I don't know. I don't own a fucking boat. Sorry. I channeled a little bit of pamphlet there.
But I do wonder how like words will they evolve? Will there be new like gendering of words as that culture starts to accept more?
Yeah, and such as our language, English. As new words come out, so too does the language evolve to adapt with those new words.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I'm sure you all remember when Twitter first started and hashtags were a new concept. And some people would say pound sign or number sign.
I remember that.
And look at it now. It's more recognized as a hashtag rather than number sign or pound sign. Like, when kids are taught how to dial stuff. Octothorpe, what? Like when kids are taught how to use a phone, they say use the hashtag instead of use the pound sign. And I'm just like,
every day we stray further from God.
no, I don't.
Because while I was getting my internet set up, I had to spend like 10 hours on the phone with customer service because it was having problems. And the phone kept referring to the pound sign. I'm like, what the heck is that?
See, Kori's a
Excuse
case of
me, you mean the hashtag?
Kori's a case of Gen Z appropriation. Shakes millennial fist. You crazy kids. Yeah, as
I didn't grow up with a phone, so...
as the culture grows, so does the language with it.
Right.
As the culture comes up with new ideology, methods of transferring language and all that, so too will languages evolve with them.
Language isn't evolving. I don't think concept's the right word. But
Yeah, I
language
like to-
evolves.
I'd like to harken back to like the proto-humanity and all that. Back before all of us, back before Homo sapiens, whatever language they had evolved. Whether it was grunts and nonverbal like communication and all that, with like swinging their arms and gesticulating, or just like snarling and shouting, to becoming more organized grunts and sounds, to evolving with the culture as it evolved, from Unga Bunga cave people to Unga Bunga mud hut people. And as we go from Unga Bunga mud hut people to civilized straw houses and all that, and you'll get the idea. I could wax poetic on ye olden languages.
And believe it or not, the same thing even happens in other species. I saw an article, I don't know where it was, but some species of monkey was learning to communicate and domesticate wolves, and that was fucking terrifying.
Oh yeah!
Yeah, every time I hear monkeys do things, like learn how to use tools and stuff, I fear for the world I live in.
There was this one breed of monkey in, I forget which part of Asia it was, but, they would, essentially, they grew to know when, people are usually coming by, and they come and wait, and the people will give them persimmons.
Yep.
And
Oh, sorry.
some 25 years later, this one young monkey from the same species would take the persimmons and instead of eating them right away, take it to the ocean to wash it and brine it to give it more taste, like he was seasoning it, and then ate it. And
Monkeys are terrifying.
after he started doing this, other young monkeys started following, and then the adult monkeys started following suit, almost like, oh hey, these kids are doing something hip. We gotta get on that.
It's just life in general. Any medium that life passes through will evolve over time.
for one, welcome our sentient dolphin overlords. I mean, what?
Dane?
Who said that?
Not me.
You know what's one of my favorite animals? Dolphins.
Dolphins are terrifying.
I, for one, welcome our sentient dolphin overlords.
Is it safe to come back yet?
You can't just walk away from this.
I'm not walking away, I'm bouncing away, see? If you look at the screen, I'm not walking away.
Is that what the dolphins taught you?
No,
Have to bounce because they haven't evolved legs yet.
Dolphins taught me this.
So Index is confirmed she's part dolphin.
New lore.
New lore drop, let's go. So long and thanks for the fish. Shut up, Gedalia. But yeah, it's also interesting to see, like, hi Donna. It's also interesting to see, even dolphins have a language.
They
Like,
do.
speaking of dolphins, even dolphins have a language, and scientists are trying to discover how to understand it so we can communicate with them better, because it's been proven that dolphins do try to actively interact with and communicate with humans.
We just don't understand them.
Dolphins are fucking terrifying for that.
They really are. I think I read a story once of a dolphin learned a couple words, and a diver was in its tank late at night, and he just hears "get out."
Oh my.
That sounds like a creepypasta.
It really does.
Probably
Also,
is.
no, my arms are only. I can't even lift my arms enough to do a T-pose. Rip dominance assertion.
Now's your chance, chat.
What do you mean now's your chance? I can get pamphlet still.
Can't T-pose on a static image.
Shadox, I don't know if that's a joke or not, but that kind of talk in chat is kind of too much. You should really content warning that kind of stuff.
Dolphins have also progressed enough to, like, they give each other names, don't they?
I don't know about that.
I could have sworn I heard that.
I can't. Oh, right. I have to be in moderation mode. I'd have to get a mod in here. Pamphlet has evolved beyond needing to T-pose. Yeah, I could just deploy tactical short stack and she just chases someone down with a paper knife.
Oh god, that is terrifying. Paper cuts are awful.
Oh yeah, and her favorite is to go for the nose.
Oh no.
The tip of the nose with a paper cut. Oh yeah, that's also very interesting. Whales have specific songs to call out for each other, like they're calling for specific members of the pod.
I was gonna bring up whales.
Like, it's interesting to see how even animals have languages. While they aren't gendered languages, or they could be gendered languages, we can't be sure yet. It's amazing to see how animals can communicate in ways that kind of blow my mind. Ow, my jaw just fucking cracked.
Oh jeez, are you okay?
Ow. Whales, dolphins, octopi, crows, oh god, crows, raccoons, all scary smart. Yeah.
This probably classifies still as whales, but don't, because orcas communicate, right? Because they
Orcas are
hunt with
whales.
each other.
They're a breed of whale.
Yeah, okay, yeah, checks out.
Yeah, octopi. It's been said that octopi have an insanely high IQ. But the fact that the mother often passes away from protecting the young because she focuses more on protecting the eggs and making sure the eggs are safe to hatch, that she will starve herself to death. That the young can never learn, the new generation can never learn from the old generation. Some scientists have theorized octopi nowadays, if that wasn't like their life cycle, would be supremely advanced in terms of communication and knowledge nowadays.
I vote we help the octopi advance.
Like, look at this.
For one, welcome our octopi overlords.
I for one
There'll be
welcome
the
our
great
tentacular
dolphin and
overlords.
octopi wars.
But
Anyway,
yeah, you can give each and every octopus of a new generation the same puzzle, and they will all figure it out eventually in their own different, unique ways. But most times, the old generation will teach a new generation of a species, as is with mammals most of the time. I.e., mother lion teaching cubs how to hunt and kill. Not the case for octopi. But imagine if they could.
Imagine, if you will, rice. Fried. But by a shrimp.
you're telling me a man I love fried this rice?
Oh yeah, there is a difference, Nona points out. Mammals don't intentionally teach, they demonstrate.
That is exactly how we learn language as babies. We listen to our parents.
And that also plays an accent as well. The accent you develop is mostly influenced by what you hear and start trying to speak as, or speak with, your first words.
Right.
Which reminds me of that, booklets, index, drinking water looks like holding packets. I need to work on that. I need to fucking work on that. I gotta... You know what? When I get my new model, I'm gonna ask for a water drinking animation so it doesn't look fucking weird. But do you guys remember that whole debacle with, like, a bunch of suburban families trying to sue Peppa Pig? Like, the entire franchise of Peppa Pig? Because their kids were starting to speak naturally with a British accent?
I have not heard of that.
They said, we don't like the fact that the show is teaching my child how to speak like they're from Britain. Like,
Well, maybe you should spend more time with your kids. Maybe you should shut the fuck up and actually spend time with your kids then, rather than setting them and forgetting them in front of the TV.
Maybe Peppa shouldn't be parenting your child.
today we're learning how to commit tax evasion. Oh god, the origin of Stewie Griffin, no. But, yeah. How you approach language individually is based on your upbringing and, like, the culture around you and the rules of the language specifically. But as the language develops, so too should the person speaking understand that development. Hi, Mama Lulu! Thank you for the kiss emoji!
Welcome on in. How are you doing?
Everyone, this is Mama Lulu. She's pretty cool. Hi.
Oh.
She's also a VTuber.
One of us.
She is an entity of entropy. We're just talking about gendered languages and how language evolves. It's fine. I want to try and be around for you more too.
Welcome on in. Make sure you enjoy your stay. Grab a book, grab a nice hot tea, grab a snippet.
Yeah. Katalia, you make a very very interesting point. Yeah, German on that pyre. Gendered language. German is a very, very strictly gendered language. But Kitalia makes a very interesting point. New words that pop up out of nowhere. A few years ago, nobody would know what poggers or sussy meant.
It's definitely words or products of culture.
Exactly. I mean, pogs were around in the 90s. There was like pogs were like this little like bottle cap toy. And
Really?
Pog is now associated with the emote Pog. Oh, Pogs were well around before the 90s. Yeah, you have a point there.
I always just kind of assumed it was like Lewis Carroll inventing words like he did in his works.
Oh, God. Let's not talk about Louis Carroll.
I didn't know that Pog actually was an existing thing before what we know it as today.
Oh, yeah. There were, like, championships and tournaments, all for them. Like, we throw them down onto the pile and, like, try to knock them off the table without letting yours fall off. Or whatever the fucking rules were. Ah, yes, of course, Jabberwock referencing Lewis Carroll. Yeah, kinda.
Had to work it in there somewhere.
Kinda sus, if you ask me.
That's no cap. That's no cap. No cap for true. Hondo P.
Dear God, it's like he's speaking the language of gods.
I've seen these. I think people tried to... I've seen them like make a comeback before.
Yeah, they made a short comeback.
I'm learning so much today.
Also, I'd like to take a quick break because we're about 45 minutes into the episode. To, have our little once an episode disclaimer before we get into our, like, little bit of a training exercise. Because, first and foremost, this podcast's first intention is to help people understand language better. But also, its original intent was to help anyone and everyone, whether you're transgender, cisgender, non-gender, whatever you identify yourself as, or whether you just want to learn to voice act. This whole thing is here to help you with training your voice. Whether you want to adapt to another language and sound like a natural native speaker, or whether you just want to sound like you're a different person. This whole series is here for you. And it can be difficult to get the hang of another language. It can be even more difficult to make yourself sound like a different gender or a different person for the sake of voice acting or presenting as who you want to be seen as. But at the end of that bumpy road, it's smooth sailing down the hill. You just gotta be ready for the bumps along the way. But along that way, I'll be here for you. And so will all my guests. Okay? Just want you to know that. Disclaimer over!
So, what were we talking about again?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Brain.
Vocal training exercises for this episode. I would like you.
Have either either of you ever done any vocal training?
Not really.
I've done a little in recently. So I have like a few like tips or like practices
share.
that I tried to do.
Do share.
So the stuff I've looked up, I've like watched like tutorials and stuff, and I learned like it's about like having control of your I always refer to it as like the Adam's apple. I don't know if like what the actual like term of it is.
A
But
lot of
like
people call it the Adam's apple, but to me it's more about the vocal cords,
mhm.
the voice box.
Yeah.
But yeah, please continue.
One of the things I practiced with that these videos told me was kind of like the first like steps is when you swallow, try to hold the apple in your like as high as it can go. Hold it there for like I think it was like 10 seconds initially.
Oh, I remember doing a couple of those, and I remember feeling like I wanted to choke, or that I was choking.
That sounds like it'd be rough.
But here I am now, without having done those, able to do this. Naturally, and at the flip of not even a flip of the switch. Without... No matter what I can do, I can...
Always just easily swap my voice back and forth.
Anything always gets easier with practice.
Yeah, that's the thing. Doing it, practicing, and the number one thing I gotta say, make sure you try and do your scales. Scales are the number one thing. Because it's not just like a matter of easily dropping my voice down and sounding like a different person, but also just suddenly switching back and forth. It's a matter of doing it like a slope more than a staircase. Like my vocal coach would always tell me, you don't want to sound like you're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Like you're going up a staircase. You want it to be more like 10, 9, 8, 7, 5, 4, 3, 6, 2, 1. 10, 9, 8, 7, 5, 4, 3, 6, 2, 1. 10, 9, 8, 7, 5, 4, 3, 6, 2, 1. 10, 9, 8, 7, 5, 4, 3, 6, 2, 1. Look at that. All smooth. No stuttering. No steps. You see what I mean?
Right, and I've been trying to do that. It's just I'm a very scatterbrained person. I'll forget as soon as the littlest thing happens. So for me, it's more about remembering to do these things.
You'll forget what as soon as what happens?
As soon as like any little thing happens, like I'm the type of person that walks into a room, forgets why they walked into the room, walks into a different room, and then walks back.
Wait, I forgot. Wait, we're streaming now? Wait, what?
Exactly.
I can't. Oh, I
I
started.
get distracted incredibly easily, and it.
Meanwhile, whenever I'm doing these podcasts, I have something in my hands to play with. And that like helps keep my focus.
Or like a fidget toy of some kind?
No. Just a rock.
Oh,
Just a rock. Not even a fidget toy, just a rock.
I mean, whatever helps.
Just a rock I got from outside. It is a nice rock though. Don't laugh at me!
Sorry.
It's not my fault I'm easily entertained.
Okay, kind of is.
Index has a pet rock.
I'm going to name him. I'm going to name him George. Love him and hug him and squeeze him and love him all day.
Don't forget to give him googly eyes.
Oh, I should get googly eyes for this rock. And your arpeggios. Yeah, essentially scales are arpeggios. But a smooth slope of an arpeggio rather than da 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 da. It's da la la. It's because if you can, it's not just that you should sound smooth naturally. It's more that if you can train yourself to do this smoothly, you can easily talk in any range like I do.
Right. It's
Like I can go down deeper, and deeper still, and hit down into the darkest depths possible with just a little bit of practice. This is hard for me to actually get down to, but I am able to get down here and hold it for a little bit before my throat starts to hurt, because I'm not used to going into this registry.
Meanwhile, I can talk all the way up here.
And I think it's all about control of your body, which may sound like a silly thing, but you'd be surprised the degree of control you can have over certain appendages or parts of your body that are higher than the average person. I used to play the guitar, and there were many different finger exercises my guitar teacher would make me do that at first seemed nonsensical, but as I kept doing them and my fingers became more like independent of one another, it became much easier to play.
Yeah, the wax on, wax off method. Do these random things that seem like they have absolutely nothing to do with what you're doing, and lo and behold, you are now a master. Also, you will clean a car for a guy, free of charge. Because wax on, wax off. At least that's what I call it. The wax on, wax off method of teaching. Like,
I think that's a good,
analogy.
Yeah.
Because, like you said, Kori, when you were playing guitar, you did all those exercises.
I'm so sorry for that interruption.
What interruption?
I thought I had turned my phone went off. So in fact, I forgot to hang up.
But yeah, the wax on, wax off method, like you did with all your guitar exercises, and look at how that helped.
Hold on. I may have to go. I'm so sorry about this.
Hey, if you have to, that's okay. We loved having you around.
Yeah, it was an absolute delight, Kori.
I hope she's okay.
Me too.
So, while we are waiting for confirmation from Kori, Eris, would you like to tell us a little bit more about yourself? Besides your lore, what kind of a streamer are you?
So, I guess I'm what some might call a variety streamer. I don't exactly stream like a specific game. So, I do a bit of everything. I like many different kinds of games, so I wanted to not limit myself and really just, play what I wanted at a given time. I do like to embark on full series, so those will be games I repeat just because I'm going through the story of them and stuff.
Oh, like you have been doing with Valhalla.
Yeah, exactly.
Which was my first game I streamed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's why I love Valhalla so much, and I freaked out when I found that Easter egg in Animationum.
I saw that post. That is so cool. I'm so glad I've discovered the Valhalla series.
Oh, yeah. I want to try that little side game, Valhalla Kids.
Me too.
It's free.
Yeah,
just
I
wanna
gotta
find time
pick it
for
up
it.
sometime. heard
And
it's
then
super short.
Nirvana, if that ever comes out.
Please, please resume production on it.
Yeah, it's a shame what happened.
Yeah, it really is.
I have returned. We're
Hi.
in the clear.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Oh, that's good. Welcome
Mark.
back.
I love doing that. Oh, hi,
Oh,
Mark.
hi, Mark.
So, Kori, when you debut, are you going to be a variety streamer? Are you going to be an art streamer? Are you going to be an IRL streamer? Tell us about you.
It'll mostly be whatever random game I feel like playing that day.
Okay, so variety.
Variety, yeah. I play a lot of Warframe. I play a lot of Final Fantasy 14, so those will show up frequently. Oh my god.
Fuck up with the way
Tripping over my own words. Anyway, frequently. I was in the middle of playing Metal Gear Rising because I had missed some of your streams, so I still saw some of it blind when I started moving, so...
That series was over the top.
It was ridiculous.
I love it.
I love it so much.
My favorite was fighting Monsoon.
I have yet to see this boss, I think. So...
He's the magnet boy, the one that talks about memes.
Oh boy. I don't think I've gotten that far. I got to the sombrero.
Okay.
Oh, as soon as I unlocked that outfit, we had that outfit on for the rest of the game. I fought the final boss in a fucking poncho and sombrero!
So yeah, I have a couple friends that are also looking into getting to either being streamers or VTubers, so I need to catch up with them and see where they're at with that. So we can do collabs. But generally, it's just going to be whatever random thing comes up in the day.
Oh, heck. But, yeah, these are two awesome people you guys should check out. I'm thinking tonight's episode is going to be a little shorter than normal. Not just because these injections are making me feel like my body is slowly being cooked from the inside out, but this particular topic is that there's not the whole lot to talk about on this particular topic, unless you want to just start talking about, I could assign you some gendered language vocal training exercises if you want me to be like a teacher to you two.
Teach us, Index Sensei.
Let me just
Notice me, Index Senpai?
let me just sneak on behind you both and
Now, what I want you to do is say in perfect French, "She saw seashells down by the seashore."
What?
Alright, hang on. Gotta look up how I even say that in French.
you don't have to, but it's interesting to see like how even stuff like those tongue twisters can be changed completely if you're going for a hard translation or like a theatrical translation. Quick, make them read the chaos. What is the chaos?
Chaos?
The chaos.
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 Here to kill chaos.
I'm here to kill chaos.
Okay, anything else about your character?
Chaos.
Okay, do you have any other redeeming qualities?
I want to restore order
Okay.
by killing chaos.
God damn it!
The trailer was so silly. I haven't actually gotten to play the game.
I was convinced that there actually wasn't a game for that.
Oh, The
They made it
Chaos
as a
by
meme.
Gerard Knowles Trinite. Or Trinite. Dearest creature in creation, studying English pronunciation, I will teach you in my verse, sound like corpse, core, horse, worse. I will keep you, Susie, busy. I will make your head with heat grow dizzy. Tear and I... Your tear and... Oh, God, I fucking hate it! I see why it's called the chaos!
I saw the Wikipedia description and I immediately noped out of it.
This is a classic English poem containing about 800 of the worst irregularities in English spelling and pronunciation. Fuck that! You know what? That's gonna be a subathon goal. When I start my subathon, I will read through the chaos. And I will read through the entire thing until I get it right. As a subathon goal. The chaos, perfect percent. Thank you for showing me this, Noda. God, I hate it.